If you're fat and trying to lose weight, I have an unconventional tip that I promise you've never heard before, but is going to help you. Probably one of the hardest things about cutting is that it's hard to feel full all of the time because you're in this calorie deficit. But give me like the next 50 seconds, I'm going to explain some like real basic science stuff so that you're going to feel full longer on your cut and you'll still be able to make faster progress. Next, we have leptin, and leptin is also very simple. All leptin does is it signals to your brain when you are full. Here's where it gets interesting. One of the things insulin actually does is it slows down leptin when you eat carbs. Like the higher your insulin is, the slower the leptin will be, which means your body will take longer, or your mind will take longer to tell you that you're full.
Alright, so one thing that certainly is correct is that leptin signals to your brain that you are full. And not having enough leptin, which typically occurs when you're at extremely low body fats, induces what's called hyperphagia, or an inability to feel satiated. With that being said, it has been demonstrated that insulin stimulates leptin synthesis. It does not suppress it. I think where the confusion lies is that insulin resistance reduces the amount of leptin produced after a meal. But insulin resistance is the exact opposite of insulin functioning properly. At normal levels, insulin will increase leptin, making us feel full. But when we become resistant to insulin, this is when we get decreased leptin synthesis after a meal, which is why one of the most common symptoms of type 2 diabetes is an increase in appetite. And it's also a signal of an undiagnosed type 1 diabetic who doesn't produce insulin at all. So it's understandable to make the mistake between properly functioning insulin and insulin resistance. However, the next point, that carbohydrates will not make us feel full because insulin suppresses leptin, does not apply with someone with normally functioning insulin. And this is actually demonstrated quite well by an older study that looked at the satiety index of different foods. And surprisingly, they found that boiled potatoes, oatmeal oranges, apples, and brown pasta were at the top of the list alongside fish and beef. And we know that these foods are high in carbohydrates and will increase insulin production. So this just helps demonstrate the idea that carbohydrates do not make you more hungry after eating them, nor are they bad for satiety. And if you want to learn how to take control of your health and energy, send me a DM to sign up for coaching.